Yo, what's happening, everybody? It's your boy Erskmac, the mad scientist,
and Vievo.
This is the Orange Phoenix Show with my new co-host, Vievo. Okay, so this is the reintroduction, rather, because you actually been a guest on the show before. So, we've talked in private a little bit, and I actually wanted to be a host on the show, and you was ecstatic, and I was shocked at at your excitement. So.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
So I was like, yeah, all right, we can do this. Because I was actually looking for another co-host that we can actually bounce off of. But yes, this is our first live show together. And we got a good bit to talk about here, man. We got 10 underwhelming anime. So we actually get to pick your brain and get the audience to actually say, hey, like, let's see what's going on with Vievo. Like, where's her anime taste is? Because you don't just watch anime, you watch other stuff. But, we're looking at the 10 underwhelming anime. But before we get into all that, what you been up to, Vievo?
Oh, so much. So, started a new job. It was an ordeal to get here from said job because construction right now, construction season has started.
Yep.
From Michigan, we have winter and construction season. So, dealt with that. Took me what should have been a 1 hour drive, took me almost two hours. Yeah. I was raging the entire time I was driving. I was so angry.
Like what type of rage we talking? We talking like Vegeta rage or like Asta screaming rage?
I would probably say Vegeta rage.
Oh.
With a hint of his ego.
Oh. We talking. Oh, wow. We talking like when he found out. Oh, say that again?
If I had a monster truck, I would have just.
See, that's a special type of rage, man. I think the most angry I've seen Vegeta is when he found out Gohan was hiding that Dragon Ball. And and he was extraordinarily pissed. I ain't gonna lie, that's the coolest I ever seen him though, man. I mean, he had veins popping out his neck, and I've never seen him that pissed. I was like, wow, he can really blow up a planet right now. He might able to kill Frieza just by the level of passivity that he's at. And if I was Vegeta, I would have went straight after Frieza just for being that upset. I'm like, all right, I think I can kill him now.
I think Vegeta is definitely a special character and a lot of DBZ fans, DBZ, GT, whatever, their hearts. He's just like he's my favorite character from that entire franchise. Like my favorite character. Goku can kick rocks.
Thank you, man. Someone that understands, man. I mean, like, okay, we get it. Goku is the protagonist.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah, he shouldn't be. I mean, now I fully understand why he's a protagonist in Dragon Ball. Fully understand. It's just that Vegeta has the best character development, and Piccolo too.
Yes.
But I mean, he went from a guy that wanted to take over Earth to babysitting Pan. So that's a hell of a transition.
To a family man. Family man that is afraid of his wife. Yeah,
definitely afraid of his wife. It's like this dude don't even tell her, "Hey, I'm leaving." He just leaves. Like he's out of there. He's gone. Like, anybody seen Goku? Yeah, he's on another planet right now. Say what? Yeah, he's on another planet. Chi-Chi just said 2 tears in a bucket. Like, you know what? You do what you're going to do. But my second child is going to go to school. You ain't going to touch him at all.
Yep.
But
yeah. I need to at some point, like, get up the wherewithal or bandwidth to watch Super. I will at some point.
Wait. You haven't watched Super?
No. I'm sorry.
Okay. Now, why haven't you watched Super though?
Because there were far more interesting anime for me to pay attention to than the Dragon Ball formula.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, Goku is so strong. Then he dies, and then he comes back and saves the day. And then he dies again, and then comes back stronger. Like,
so
we know he's going to save the day.
I will say this, though. I will say this. Dragon Ball Super, I think at least 2 episodes shut down Crunchyroll.
Really?
Yeah, it was Tournament of Power episodes, and I could not watch it when it was released because so many people was clouding the streaming service, and it was like you couldn't get it. So I will say that Super has better storytelling. It does have the best storytelling, and it actually spreads the wealth a little bit better. Actually, a lot better. I mean, you can just throw GT in the trash. I mean,
GT wasn't canon. It was just like, here's some, yeah. I did love GT and the entire concept of like what the Super Saiyan level 4. So that was a cool transformation. But yeah, for whatever reason, I mean, like, I grew up with Dragon Ball Z. But I think that by the time they came out with Super, my palette had changed.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't immediately drawn to watching it. But I mean, I've heard good things, decent things from other people about it. It's just that I wasn't so inclined to, start watching it when I had a whole list of other anime that I really wanted to watch to get through.
Yeah, no doubt. It's so if I had to critique something in Dragon Ball Super, it will have to be, it need to be more gritty. I like the grittiness of Dragon Ball Z, but it didn't translate over to Super because I guess because of the animation style. I mean, you still get the fighting and the flashiness or whatever. Now, the animation is the animation is pretty good, but I miss the grittiness of it. So that's the only thing I can critique out of it. Like, it sheds more light on Vegeta. It sheds more light on the Z Fighters. It sheds more light on Frieza. The reason Frieza is who he is. You find out the fact that he never trained a day in his life. So he's just naturally strong. He had no reason to train. So there was a meme I saw today that said, what if he just jogged for 5 minutes before he came to Earth to see Trunks? What would happen? What would happen? Just basically implying because Frieza just trained for 6 months and reached a brand new form just for training 6 months. So
there was this clip that I saw. It was when Frieza met Trunks. Was it Trunks and Goten? And he was like appalled by both of them. Like when he saw Goten, and Goten looks like Goku, and he was like, "Oh, that poor child." I was cracking up. He was so mean. Like Frieza's like hilarious. Like, he's just a hilarious character to me because
Frieza's a hilarious character.
Yeah, he just be roasted. And there was another, somebody pointed out in like this article that Frieza was probably, that Goku was probably Frieza's first actual, or the closest thing that let me start over. That Goku was probably the closest thing to a friend or best friend that Frieza has ever had in his existence.
Yes, I believe so. I believe that what it is, because it's like you kind of want them like to just be cool, but you understand why they can't be cool. It's just what it is. But I will say you will see a little glimmer, a slight glimmer in like Tournament of Power. But I would highly encourage you to watch Dragon Ball Super because it's good storytelling. It's the storytelling to me is probably better than Z as far as pacing. Mm-hmm. So I would definitely go to that.
All right, well that'll be my homework for the next show then.
Now, so we got to get into our 10 underwhelming anime shows, man. Like stuff that just kind of like made us cringe just a little bit and be like, nah. So starting off the gate. Speaking of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball GT right off the rip. Like, you know what? I'm gonna let you have that one.
I just wish, I don't know, I wish that they went in a different direction. There are some things that I wanted to see that I didn't necessarily see. Yeah. and I mean, like, yeah. I mean, I think that they had like some of the stuff, like some of the designs, the character designs I thought were awesome, but I kind of wish that they would have focused a little bit more on, like, what's her name? Pan?
Pan. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wanted to see her full capabilities, because I don't think that, well, at least until Super, I don't think that we've really ever been introduced to the concept of, like, a female Super Saiyan. Right. Or seeing what could potentially happen beyond, you know, them achieving Super Saiyan status. And I think that was possibly there for, but wait, is Pan a fourth or is she a half?
She is a fourth, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a fourth.
Well, did they ever really explain whether or not
they had some kind of
are able to achieve that?
They had some kind of BS thing saying that, you know, women Saiyans couldn't turn, or whatever the case may be, which we never truly seen that in that particular universe. But in Super, in a different universe, it was like it was two women that was able to turn Super Saiyan. There was one that was able to get Broly like strength, you know, by changing. So there was some good in GT, but there was a lot of bad. So
I feel like, didn't they have it on wasn't it on Cartoon Network for a hot second? And I don't think they never finished like showing the entire thing. I don't remember, because I remember that's where I watched it at. I started to watch it at, and then for whatever reason they just never put the entire show out there. So
I bought it like on DVD because so the marketing of it was genius. I will say that, like, they was marketing the piss out of it. So I did buy some DVDs or whatever, and you know, the US theme music, because I think, what was the theme, like Welcome to the Grand Tour, and I was like, oh man, I'll get to see this, man, Super Saiyan 4, which was a highlight. And I'm like, I was less concerned with Goku being Super Saiyan 4, more concerned with Vegeta being Super Saiyan 4. I just wanted to get to that point. And you know me, I'm a little on the smaller characters side of things, like see what their interactions is on everyday life. Seeing how Vegeta taking his daughter to the mall, ripping the steering wheel off the dude's car and just throwing it in the road, stuff like that. Or Vegeta like shaving his mustache so he can impress Bulma.
It was great in that respect, because you got to see a different side of him.
Yeah.
One thing that has always bothered me though is, so, you know, Saiyans are born with tails, and at some point, you know, I think they covered it in Dragon Ball Z. Goku said that he had his surgically removed. Yeah. And then, you know, multiple times Gohan gets his, like, just popped off because he was doing too much. He was doing
a lot.
I remember when Piccolo grabbed him and just popped it off, and I was like, it comes off like that?
Yeah, but if Piccolo grabs it.
Like a million tails. I've always wondered, I'm like, so do they grow back? I feel like they should grow back. I want them to keep their tails.
Yeah. I think they said after a certain age, if it comes off, it can't grow back again. Yeah, so I think, Gohan was a menace, all right? Because it's like anytime he saw a moon or something that even resembles the moon, he's transforming and he's going butt wild. And Piccolo's like, oh shit, I gotta do this again. All right.
It was so funny when he did it, because it made a little pop sound. I remember it made a little pop sound, and I was like, why did it come off like that?
It sounds like a bottle open. That's exactly what it sounds like. I'm like, why does it sound like that, man? What's the reasoning behind that?
Yeah, and then especially when you saw that Gohan was starting to turn, you were like, oh, not again.
Yeah, facts. That Piccolo, man, Piccolo, like, damn it, like, it's like why I gotta do this again? And then he did it again in the Saiyan saga with Vegeta, and Vegeta had cut his tail off. Even though it's non-canon, he did it again in Tree of Might. So it's like, yeah, Gohan was a menace out here, being a grade 8. He was a menace.
Yeah, didn't Krillin, wait, which fight was that? Well, it was the original fight the initial fight between Goku and Vegeta. Didn't Krillin assist in the cutting of Vegeta's tail?
Yeah, it was Yajirobe that did it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He came in last minute to save the day with his little extra coward behind.
He cut the tail off and hauled ass. He was gone. He like, yoink. And I'm like, I'm out of here.
Like, y'all got this.
Even like Krillin was shocked. He was like, was that Yajirobe? So Kami was right. Everybody contributed somehow, some way, like, to the struggle. I don't know if Kami foresaw that happening or what. Like, but he was a deity, so I mean, like, maybe he saw that happening.
Yeah.
But GT overall, I mean, it was just trash.
Maybe it's just like maybe a good 50, I don't know. It could have. I think that, like you said, I mean, it had some good points, but then the rest of it was kind of like, eh.
Yeah, it was bad. Now the next one's up. The next one up is it wasn't what I expected, and that is Trinity Blood.
Yes.
So
that was also on Cartoon Network.
Yes, yeah, that was on Cartoon Network. You know, it came out during that height, like Funimation, like just came out, and you had like Black Cat and Trinity Blood was there. All that rich style animation stuff was coming out. So my expectation for Trinity Blood was sort of kind of like Hellsing Ultimate. I was looking for some blood splatters, some violent stuff, and I didn't get that. I got some violent stuff, but I didn't get it.
Say that it focused, like, the animation was gorgeous.
Yes.
For the time. But then I feel like it focused a lot on political intrigue, like intrigue.
Yes.
And I mean, at the same time, like, Trinity Blood was not an anime that was meant for younger viewers, which is probably why they had it on. Was it Adult Swim? I think it was. Yeah. So they had it on Adult Swim, because some of the issues that were dealt with within the context of the show would have went over a 12-year-old's head.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I remember the ending just being kind of like, that's it. That's how we end it. Okay.
It gave me hope at the end of the first episode where when he transformed and how he feasts on other vampires, I was like, huh.
That's interesting.
All right, you got my attention. And then as I kept going, I was like, damn it, I invested all my time. Do you think
that there were similarities between the main character was Kane, right? Yeah. No, the main character is Abel.
Yeah, Abel Night Road. Yeah.
Yeah. Between Abel and Vash the Stampede in their approach.
Yeah. Okay. I never thought about it until just now. Yeah, you're right. It does give that like, Vash the Stampede vibes.
Yeah, because he kind of came off he kind of came off as like he was a tragic hero that, if I remember, really he valued life a lot, to the point that he did not want to transform if he could avoid it. Like, he didn't want to, and he was very like carefree and kind of silly and stuff when he wasn't being like thrust into these situations. He gave me Vash the Stampede vibe, which, I mean, Vash is an awesome character, but at the same time, it's like, throw your OP. Please just do what you need to do.
Yes, he's definitely like that, and it could have been better. I feel like this deserves like maybe a remake, but not CGI, because you already know I'm not a fan of. Yeah.
Unless they're gonna do it, unless they do it right. Like the last CGI. What was the last CGI anime I watched? I think it was. What was it called? Oh, it's that one. Gantz. I think that was the last CGI.
Gantz, yeah. Bloody goodness, bloody stuff, stuff.
I was like, this is awesome.
And Pat Vader says Darker Than Black is the one I thought was underwhelming.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. I'm with him on that. And he also said that he feel the same way about Trigun too. The original Trigun.
I didn't watch the new one because I was going to, and then I started reading up on it. I was like, they changed the characters. But yeah. I've heard that it's worth watching, but I'm just kind of like, you got rid of Millie?
Yeah, you did. They did. So I started watching it, right? I did not finish it, not because I hated it, but I didn't give it the time of day initially because of the CGI. I'm not a big fan of CGI stuff, but it is definitely more violent. There's a lot more action to it, and there's a lot more serious tones to it. Did they keep Legato? Is he still in it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I did. I saw. Well, from what I saw glimpses of him, and I was like, okay, because he's such a pivotal character too. You know what I mean? So he's a pivotal character in the original series, and he's the one who tried to force Vash's hand into actually taking her life. So, I do dig that part, but you should check it out. Trigun Stampede was actually surprisingly good. Once you get past the CGI. Yeah, once you get past the CGI wasn't bad though. CGI wasn't bad at all. I have to give Devil his due. It wasn't bad, but if I had to choose between Stampede or original, I'm a gatekeeper a little bit.
A little off topic. Another one I think that also did CGI was Ajin.
Say that one more time.
Ajin, Ajin.
Yeah, Ajin. Yeah.
That one wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't.
But then they didn't finish it, did they? I felt like there was supposed to be like it wasn't. It was left on. Like there should have been a follow-up season or something. I don't remember.
I remember I was like maybe a quarter of the way through because that was on Netflix, right?
Yeah, I want to.
That was like one of the first wave of anime that was dropping.
Yeah. Netflix has come up in the world when it comes to its anime.
Exponentially. I mean, Seven Deadly Sins was their turning point, the first season, and because they had me hooked, and then they had some trash anime out there for Netflix. I'm like, they was on the struggle bus for a minute.
Seven Deadly Sins was great up until they I can't. I'm not gonna front like I didn't sit up there and watch all of everything that they had that came out, with the exception of the newest movie. Or I think it's either it's a movie or a series. I forgot. But I believe they switched studios, animation studios, like halfway through, and so I've heard countless people complain about the quality of the animation, which I understand, but
yeah,
One Piece is like my absolute favorite anime. So when it comes to crappy animation, I mean, I'm not gonna say One Piece has a certain animation style.
Yeah.
So it's almost caricature-ish.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. So the animation in Seven Deadly Sins didn't bother me that much, but they did spend like a lot. I feel like they did spend they put their money in the animation of the fight. Like some of those fights are just phenomenal.
Right. It is. Gil Thunder, I really do like him.
Yeah.
When he was first introduced and he tossed that spear, and then Meliodas was like, yoink. He took that thing back, and then Gil Thunder didn't even flinch. He's kind of like, yeah. He's like, oh, all right, I see you, fam.
Yep.
So the next one up is Sword Art Online.
Garbage.
Season 2, man. Like
garbage.
Trash. Just straight up dumpster juice. So the first season of Sword Art Online is top notch. Like, because I don't think I ever seen that type of isekai up until that point. Like, if you die in the game, you die in real life. Like, it had real life consequences. Mm-hmm. Second season, you didn't have the type of consequences. It's like you could have just left it at the first season and you just
I didn't like how what's her face was depicted as like a trapped damsel in distress coming off of the first season when she was like one of like the strongest pivotal characters. I was like, how are you gonna like nerf her like that?
Yeah, like who was writing this? Like who's
Rachel to come and save her? I was like, weren't you the one that was saving him a couple of times in the first season? What is happening?
Yeah, I mean, going back on the first season, I can rewatch the first season. Now, I did hear though, and I did see glimpses of it, like Sword Art Online. I can never pronounce this. Alicization.
I don't know.
That one was actually pretty good. I didn't finish it, but it was actually pretty good from what I seen. There was a controversial episode where Crunchyroll had to put out a disclaimer before they actually aired the episode because a lot of people was upset after they saw it. And I think they edited it to a point, and I think that would really. Say it again. What
happened in the episode? Was it like Goblin Slayer first episode disclaimer or
sorta kinda? Sorta kinda, because there was an attempt. It was a sexual assault attempt, and it was like in game or something like that. But it grabbed a lot of attention, and I think since it grabbed that attention, because something happened to that guy, the person that did it, like in the show, and rightfully so. So and then I guess the attention just stayed, and then it just snowballed from there.
Oh wow. Yep.
And Dustin Dunlap says, "Is the second season of SAO the Fairy World?" Yes. That's exactly what that is. It was like, trash. Could have done better.
With their virtual daughter.
Yes. Yeah. So the next one up is Promise Neverland.
I just finished the first season like yesterday. Loved the first season.
Yeah.
Did not start the second season because everybody told me not to watch it because it deviated so far from the main storyline. It was absolute garbage. And it would leave a bad taste in my mouth if I were to watch it. So, With that being said, I am just going to start reading the manga.
That's still trash. That's what it is.
I mean, I really liked Emma is awesome.
It really does have a the first season really grabs you, right?
Yeah, it does.
So the first season really grabs you, and it's one of those anime that you've never seen before, right? So never seen it, and I love those suspense thriller types.
Yeah,
and it keeps you guessing, and it's like the chase, and it takes a hard left at the beginning, and it was like, okay, now you got my attention. That's how you do it. Second season comes. I'm like,
one thing that irritated me was Sister Crone's character.
Why you didn't like it? Why you didn't like Sister Crone's character?
Because she was freaking weird. Like, bro. Yo. Like, when she would be in her room talking to her, that little tar baby, whatever that thing was, her little doll, I was like, what is happening?
Now hold on now. Track star Sister Crone's, man, because she could run.
Yeah,
she can get it. She could get it. I was like, all right, no kids are getting away.
I mean, the way that she came up on those kids, though, as she was running, I would be terrified. I would have just, if I turned around and saw her, I would have just laid down and been like, take me.
Just kill me now, man. Like, just kill me now. Like, and she ran up on him smiling, like, just looking at him, like, yo, yeah, I see you.
She was terrifying. Like, I appreciate the black representation, but at the same time, I was like, why like Why?
She was horrific.
And then
horrific.
Like, when they did the flashback of her life, you're like, oh, she was such a cute little kid. How did she mature into what she ended up being? Like, well, that's actually a dumb question because it's probably trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma to get to where she was. But still.
And you get that. It's like when you see these crazy ass anime characters, right? And there's some type of backstory, but there's some characters that just don't have a good enough backstory for you to feel sorry for them. But I kind of did like Sister Chronos. I really did like her. Now, I mean, she was frightening in the beginning, but you know, after the series progressed, it's kind of like, okay, I kind of see where they're kind of trying to go with this. So
yeah, I liked that she rooted for the, like, granted, she kind of sort of threw the kids under the bus and trying to get back at mom or whatever, Isabella. But then when she was like basically lying on her deathbed, she was like, I hope those kids, you better escape, kids. And I'm like, well, no thanks to you, but I guess it's the thought that counts.
Yeah, that part. So next one up.
She would have been alive if she just would have taken her W and went in, became the mom of the other. Unless it was a setup from the beginning and she was meant to die.
It probably was.
Yeah, because Isabella was like, I had sister eliminated. Yeah.
Yeah, it probably was. I mean, when you look at those demons and what they was doing, it's like, can you really trust them?
I'm so interested to start reading the manga.
You would have to.
I really want to know, like, so why are they there and how did we come? Because if you were paying attention to the calendar, it's like the year 2045. So it's like, what exactly happened?
Yeah.
In the world.
You would have to read the manga because the second season did not do it any favors. I don't know if the writers was like, this is too good and this not supposed to be part of the top 3. We just gonna just trash this thing and just. I was like, you had enough material to make a second season. I don't even understand that. And if you did have enough material, just wait. I mean, because there's anime out there that we have to wait a good while before another season come out, but we appreciate it once it drops, though.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah. So
going on to the next one is Gundam Seed Destiny.
That's all you.
He said, that's all me.
I watched Gundam Wing, loved that, and that's where my journey into Gundam ended.
So it's two more you need to watch. There's Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Okay.
I mean, we talking top tier. Iron-Blooded Orphans is top tier right there. It is, to me, it's better than Gundam Wing by a mile. Yeah, I'm serious. I
am wedded to my Death Scythe Hell and my Epion and my Tall Geese. Those are my 3 favorites.
Tall Geese is my favorite out of Gundam Wing. Tall Geese and Death Scythe. Those 2 are my favorites right there. But Iron-Blooded Orphans, man, it's costly. There is a cost, and it tells you, and you gratiate yourselves with the characters, and you just got to pay attention to everything that's going on. It's not hard to follow at all. Okay. The other one is Mobile Fighter G Gundam, which is more shonen type, which is more of each country has their own Gundam representative. And instead of you piloting using controls, your movements are the Gundam's movements. So it's martial arts style. So, but I will say
Pacific Rim kind of took from them.
Say it again.
Pacific Rim, the movies kind of took from that concept.
You will say that, right? Right, you get that concept only because it's only one pilot, one Gundam. Now the stereotypes is there because like the Mexico Gundam has a sombrero and like the poncho, right? So
why?
I think the Denmark Gundam got a windmill type thing, but you don't see it fight. The American Gundam is his name escapes me right now, but he's a boxer, so the armor go over the gloves or whatever, and he has a little gun on the side. So typical American stuff. And the Shining Gundam is that Domo Kashu. That one man, Burning Finger, gotta watch it. Those are the 3 you need to watch. But this one right here, Gundam Seed Destiny, the animation is beautiful. It is gorgeous, and that what grabbed me. And when I first started watching it, I was on a big mecha kick. Like I just finished Go Downer. I like, oh man, there's another Gundam series, man. This looks pretty tight. This looks good. And I watched like the first 2 episodes, and I was like,
you're like, nope.
They got me. They got me. Hey,
I got, so when Gundam Wing came out on, was it Adults? Yeah, it was Adult Swim.
Mm-hmm.
I was super excited because, you know, I grew up with Power Rangers and Beetleborgs. I don't know if any of whoever's watching, if y'all even know what Beetleborgs are. But they were like Beetle versions of Diver. Same thing.
Yep.
And so like them having the mechs, I was like, this is amazing. So when I saw Gundam Wing, I was super into it. And then that got me interested in more mechs, and so then I think I watched Escaflowne after that. Escaflowne really technically a mech, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Magic Knight Ray Earth. Love that one too.
Okay.
It's magical girls with mechs.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, after I never really got into watching the other Gundams because I was just so wedded to Gundam Wing because I loved it so much. And then I watched the Gundam Wing movie, which was awesome. It was great. I actually think I have that on VHS at my house.
Mm-hmm.
But I will make sure to make note of Gundam Destiny.
See, Dustin remembers Beetleborgs, and he remembers VR Troopers as well. I mean, that was a highlight of like the 90s, man. I mean, once Power Rangers came out, it was like, oh, give us Beetleborgs and give us VR Troopers.
Didn't Saint Seiya have mechs in them too?
Nah, it was more like just your body armor. It was like,
okay, I'm thinking of Voltron.
You have a Voltron?
Well, I was thinking of Voltron.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, I got excited for a second. Like, you have a Voltron? Speaking of which, so I went to a convention, right? And I saw a Voltron in the box. It was like maybe $300. And I mean, it is like die-cast metal, shiny, right? The lions is all disconnected, but you could actually connect them all and make the giant Voltron robot. I wanted it so bad. I wanted it so bad. But I didn't want to spend $300, though. I really didn't.
Let me tell, okay. So I have recently, well, not recently, I've started over the years to collect, like, somebody gave me one Funko Pop, and then that just turned into me collecting all types of figurines. Like, I have Baby Groot, I have movie quality Baby Yoda, just kind of went off the deep end. There are at least 3 different statues that I want to add to my collection, and they are all over $1,000. I want Artorias from Dark Souls.
Okay.
I want the Predator statue by Studio Aki. There's actually 2. There's a female one and then his original. I actually want both of them, but both of those are probably like $2,000 a piece. And then I also want the it's the other, it's another statue from the Dark Souls series.
You're not talking about the campfire, is it? The campfires?
No,
statue?
It's the Golden Knight. What is his name?
Dark Souls, Golden Knight. I have died many times in Dark Souls.
Wait, I'm about to.
A lot of PTSD trauma there from Dark Souls. Dark Souls is not for the weak of heart, people. Let me let you know that right now. I started
playing it, and within 20 minutes, I ended up in another area that I'm not supposed to be in.
That's how it starts.
I was like, maybe this isn't for me. What is his name?
Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. You always accidentally find yourself somewhere. Like, am I supposed to be here? And these are like level 75 monsters coming around, and your damage is like 1, like every swipe. Nah, we ain't doing that. But while you looking, like Gundam Seed Destiny, it was the battles were pretty dope because the animation was really, really, really good. But I just couldn't connect with the characters. It's like I didn't get that same feeling from watching Gundam Wing, Iron Blooded Orphans, or Mobile Fighter G Gundam. I did not get that same feeling. So I was like, I got duped. You know, I wasted money on a DVD. And so it's up there in limbo somewhere. I'm pretty sure I got Gundam Seed Destiny somewhere in my closet. And every time I see it, I just look at it with disappointment. So when I probably see it again, I'm going to look at it with disappointment. So,
Dragon Slayer Ornstein.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Oh, they're not over 1,000 now. They're like 600. Wait. They're like 600. I will still buy that.
It's getting up there. It's getting up there. All right, on to the next one. Tenho Tenge.
Fan servicey. Didn't really care for the main character. I feel like, what was his name? His hairstyle really annoyed me.
Nagi?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, can you do something with your hair? Because what you're doing right now is not getting it. The main, what was her name? Makihara, who did Capoeira.
It's Nagi, Bob.
Yeah, Bob did Capoeira, right?
Yep, Bob did Capoeira, yep.
That was cool. I think that was probably one of the first animes I watched with an actual, like, dark-skinned character. Yeah,
and they actually highlighted the fact that he was. And, you know, where he came from and stuff like that. So I feel like they spent the entire bag on the first episode. Because, like, you remember the fight in the cafeteria? Mm-hmm. And Nagi got the piss beat out of him against that wall. I was like, oh, shit. I was like it's going to be
alive. Is this the
exactly?
Is this the end of the anime already?
With his eyes turned like straight white.
Like, we only 20 minutes in. I thought that there were more episodes. It's kind of like with Attack on Titan, that one episode when Eren gets eaten, and you're just like, you're already starting to get invested in his character, and then he gets eaten, and you're like, so is that the end? Like, I remember when he got eaten, I was like, oh shit.
That was my reaction too. I was like, please don't tell me it's gonna be one of those anime, because I just
and it was.
I was like, God dang. I was like, come on, man. I like, this man went through training, and they played the montage where he was working out trying to get the ODM gear right.
So couldn't find out Armin, and I thought Armin was gonna, like, he had bit the bullet. I was like, if they kill him off, I'm gonna stop watching. Because y'all already got Sasha hadn't died yet.
No.
He hadn't died yet. But when they killed her, and when it was Gabby that killed her, if I were in that blimp with them, do you know how quickly I would have tossed Gabby out the side?
I would kick the ass right out the blimp. Like, no problem, no questions asked. Like, I would have to deal with the trauma later, because now mentally I was prepared for Sasha, because I knew she was going to die. I didn't know how she was going to die. I just knew she was going to die. I was hoping it was going to change a little bit in the anime, but yeah, when I saw Gabby shot in the face, I was like,
they were
this how this happens. The potato girl, you killed the potato girl.
Yeah, and Gabby irritated me for so long, and I will say that when they did the switch from what season was it after? When they finally made it to the shore, and then they switched, and then they were in Marley.
Yeah.
And so then you were getting familiar with all the Marley characters. I was so confused as to what, because so at first they told you what was going on with Eren and company.
Yeah.
And so you already had that, that background. But then they switched over to Marley, and it was like, it kind of personally for me, it threw me for a loop because I'm like, so you mean to tell me that they have this citizenship that they're dangling in front of you?
Yeah.
And they're going to make you a full citizen, but y'all still got to wear an armband to show that you actually aren't a part of the rest of the population.
Right. So, it gave me World War II vibes when I first saw it. Now,
yes. Yep.
Now with correlating with that, like with Tenho, it was Nagi, Bob, and Aya.
Yeah.
And I know Aya was in love with Nagi because Nagi, like, I forgot what happened. He crashed through the roof or something like that. And then when I say they spent the whole budget on the first episode, that was the only fight that was fluid. Everything else was still shots after that. I was like, when I first started watching, I was like, did the budget change or something? Because it was like punch, still shot. It was like still shot.
So Maya is her older sister, the white-haired one, right?
Yeah, that's the one's a little girl, but she can grow up.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah, that's the one. And
they never finished that anime. Kind of left off like they didn't follow it up with anything. They kind of like left it off on a cliffhanger. That's what I remember.
It did. So Mitsuyomi was the guy that Nagi went to go see at the end of the series, right? Mm-hmm. And I think Mitsuyomi and Maya were lovers, I think. It's been so long since I've seen it. But I will say the manga is done, and the manga is no holds barred.
Oh snap! Okay.
It is no holds barred. It is definitely. I'll put it to you like this. So you remember when Nagi and Bob went to go see his girlfriend, mm-hmm. and she said she was gonna go do laundry, and she got caught up with that dude in the laundry room or whatever, and she got sent to the hospital. That ain't really what happened, because in the manga she was assaulted by that guy.
Oh wow!
And then he called Bob. I think I forgot how it transpired, but let's just say, like, when you read Tenho Tenge, make sure no one's over your shoulder.
Okay.
So I mean, fan service is a word I would use, yeah. But it is extremely violent, and I think if revisited, I feel like it should be revisited because it is, to me, a gem of an anime, but it underwhelmed me or us because of the budget. Like it's like they lost money, and it didn't get the same flair as the first episode.
They probably also toned down the level of violence. I mean, because now you have Attack on Titan, you have Berserk, like you have a I don't want to say a new genre, but like you have anime out here now that is like no holds barred. I feel like if they were to do a reboot of it, it would definitely be possible for them to be more faithful to the source material. Hell, they animated Hellsing Ultimate, and there was some stuff in Hellsing Ultimate. I remember I made my mom watch like the first episode.
Made your mom watch the first episode?
Okay, no, I hadn't watched it all the way through, but then we got to like that one part in the first episode where it was like, I was just sitting there like, what have I done? And my mom's sitting over there like,
you're like, oh.
But she was like, can we watch the next one? I was like, sure.
Oh, she was like that? She was like, let's go watch the next one?
She liked it. I was like, mom can hang.
Exactly. I mean, y'all can watch stuff together, man. That's pretty dope. I mean, Alucard is one of the GOATs. But you know what's funny? I saw a Death Battle, because you familiar with Death Battle, right? It's like, so Death Battle takes all these characters from anime, comics, whatever, and they pit them against each other one-on-one. They give the weapons, skill, armor, stats, all that. Then they do the fight. Somebody wins. They explain why this person wins. because there's a little piece of information that they leave out in the pre-fight tape that explains in the post-fight. They had Dio versus Alucard from Hellsing, and Dio won.
Why?
Dio destroyed him. It was a tough fight because Alucard has an ability where I think it's kind of like his ultimate form, but he's vulnerable at the same time. And because they went deep into like the manga too, so they went past the anime. So there's a part where I forgot what he does, but when he does it, it leaves him in a vulnerable state. And the fact that Dio can stop time and stuff like that.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And see, Dustin was like, I'm mad about it. Yeah, I'm mad about that. He said he was mad about that. But it explains it. They did a Hiei versus Sasuke. You gotta watch that. I'm not gonna tell you that result for that one.
I need to know that result because.
Who do you think?
Are we talking about Sasuke Naruto or Sasuke Shippuden or Sasuke Boruto?
All of it. What? Yeah, Boruto. Did Boruto come out yet?
Yeah.
It was in the process. I mean, at the time they did it. Yeah, it was out. So yeah. So everything there is to know about Sasuke and everything there is to know about Hiei. Now, who do you think won that?
Oh snap! I can't remember all of what Hiei can do.
Mm-hmm.
Did he ever?
He has a Jagan eye, so he can see through a lot of things that Sasuke can do.
Well, Hiei was the model for Sasuke, so let's start there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to say Hiei, but you know, older Sasuke is kind of.
Yeah, Dustin says I think they did it with Shippuden. And yeah, he said he think they did it with Shippuden. But
okay, well if it was with Shippuden, then I would probably say that Hiei would win.
You are correct.
Okay.
You are correct. I mean, they did a jokey one with Omni-Man versus Homelander. Yeah, man. Oh man.
I hope Omni-Man won that one.
Oh, he beat the absolute piss out of Homelander, man. It was great. He said, what he said? I'm gonna feed you your own heart. That what he told him. Because like how it started, he was coming home and Homelander like burned his wife alive with his laser eyes, and he was like, "Oh, hey man, you want some cocoa?" And Nolan just looks and he was like, "I'm gonna feed you your own heart." And I was like, and the fight just go off, right? And it was just like something that we enjoyed. I would have to send you the clip for that.
Yes.
And Dustin's like, yeah, that one was funny. Yeah, because he did exactly what he said he was going to do. Like, this is great. This is great stuff. So the next one up is Goblin Slayer. That one's yours, Vievo.
So one, everybody. So I was hearing about like, it took me a minute to watch Goblin Slayer. I eventually got around to it. Yes, the first episode was messed up. But when I was thinking of like messed up, when people were saying that it was messed up, I was thinking along the lines of like Berserk, the demons caught Casca, Guts, and Griffith is offering them up to secure his place among the hand or the five hand, whatever they're called. Mm-hmm. Like that type of mess. That's the type of messed up I was thinking. And right. I watched the first episode and I was like, oh, that's but let's keep watching and see what happens. Also, yes, he was really good at slaying goblins.
Yeah, goblins.
I kind of wished that he would. I don't know. I just felt like for the expertise that he had developed, I felt like there were so many other obstacles in enemies that he could have faced and been awesome with, but they like relegated him to goblins, which were mostly like, I mean, they were, you had the big goblins, and then most of them were the little goblins. You had the wizard goblins, and that was about it. And I was just like, this is it?
Listen, all it said was don't sleep on the goblins. The goblins are not low tier as you see in RPGs and stuff. Like, you better put some respect on goblins' name. Like, you don't be going up in the caves thinking you about to get some easy points out here. Some easy experience points.
Well, yeah, because I mean, goblins have numbers, and if you don't know what the hell you're doing, you'll end up like that entire party in the first episode. But
right,
they were inexperienced and they were stupid, and they shouldn't have went in the cave. But
exactly. I mean, but like I said, they came in there underestimating them. And Dustin says, I'm still on season 1 with that, but continue the discussion. I'm still going to watch the anime. No need to avoid spoilers. This dude has extreme hatred towards goblins. Extreme hatred. I mean, he enjoyed like, killing the piss out of them.
That's just what I'm going to kill in this world. That's it.
Yeah. No dragons. You know, nothing above goblins. I'ma just kill them in the worst way possible.
That because there was one that when he partied up, and there was that one. Well, that one enemy wasn't a goblin. That was a cool fight, though.
Yeah.
He wasn't a goblin. I forgot. Was he a troll? I forgot. He wasn't a goblin. I do know that. But I don't know. I mean. When going into watching Goblin Slayer, I had a different thought about what it was going to be, especially coming from watching that one time I was reincarnated as a slime, or even Log Horizon. Like, I had a different thought in my head as to what it was going to entail. It's not so for me it was a little underwhelming, but the animation is good.
Yeah,
and I mean, it still was it was good anime. It was just underwhelming for what I expected it to be.
Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of like overhyped that first episode because, well, I think the people that overhyped the first episode or what happened didn't watch Berserk, for one, because Berserk was on it's a different planet. It's a different planet out here.
The original Berserk. Like, I haven't seen the, what is it? Is it the Golden Egg or Egg of the King?
Oh! You didn't see the movie trilogies?
No, I watched the original animation.
Okay, yeah. So the original animation.
The original animation was still really like.
Yeah, it's still there.
Like, maybe 14, or I shouldn't have been watching that. My mom was just out here letting me rent whatever from the anime section. I was like, Mom, can I get? She was like, oh, it's a cartoon, sure. You need to check these ratings, yo.
See, that's the thing about parents from back in the day, because they look at something animated. Oh, it's for kids. Cool. Here you go. Like, we know this. They don't know this. Yeah, let me see that. Let me watch that cartoon, Mom. No, I got it. Yep. Waited to go to sleep and put it in. No, that's what we're gonna do. Yep. Goblin Slayer, I'm a little on the fence with. I do want the next season. I think I did see the movie that actually came out. The movie was actually pretty dope. I just want to know and understand the hatred he has for goblins, and why he only tags them and them only.
They didn't really get into that.
Yeah, and I think maybe in later seasons they're gonna explain why, but. Nah.
I don't even think they really got into his background, really.
He's just mysterious. He's got the red glow in his eyes.
I like the ending episode when he finally does take off his helmet and everybody is like, yo, what the? Really? Like,
everybody like
all his friends were pissed. They were like, yo. That was funny. That was funny because he's just sitting there like
what? Like okay. So the next one up is Erskmac.
No.
Vievo. You say no.
Garbage.
Yeah. So I think Erskmac was a victim of the time period where there was an over exaggeration of anime that was dropping. It was too many gems out there for Erskmac to be successful.
When did it come out?
I want to say it came out around the same time Adult Swim was first, I want to say first introduced, but Adult Swim had Cowboy Bebop. It had the uncut version of Gundam Wing, and I think Eureka 7, 2001, yeah, Eureka 7, and so it was too many gems for Erskmac to be successful to me. I think I low-key hated it, Erskmac, because once it showed up, and once it came on, the theme music showed up, I changed the channel immediately. And I don't understand why I hated it so much. I didn't even sit down and gave it the time or day to actually watch what was going on. I was like, oh, no, I ain't with this.
I know I watched the entire thing. Because again, that was what was available for me to watch.
Right.
Was not impressed with the story or the characters. And even scrolling through, like, this will sometimes pop up at, when I'm scrolling to watch, for anime to watch, it'll pop up and I'll just be like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Mark, no need to watch it.
No need to watch it.
You can
no.
It and you'll be fine if you really want to know about it. Just go to Wikipedia.
This is how I know it was trash. When we talk about Adult Swim, we rattle off a list of anime. We talk Gundam Wing, Cowboy Bebop, Outlaw Star, Tenchi Muyo, Eureka 7, Pilot Candidate, Witch Hunter Robin. Erskmac is not on that list.
Nope.
It's like I've never heard anyone say anything about Erskmac at any point. And I'm like, well, that lets me know all I need to know. Like, usually if I hear a bunch of... What's that?
Nobody talks about it. Like, had we not even mentioned this, people probably wouldn't even know that it existed.
Yeah. We sorry, viewers. But please avoid this at all costs. We don't.
Yes,
nah. Don't do that to yourself. So the next one up is Akame ga Kill. Go ahead, go off, Vievo. Go off. Go ahead. What you got?
This anime makes me sad.
It made a lot of people sad.
I was just like, as they started just like killing the character, it got to the point where I was like, what the hell am I watching this for?
Yeah.
Because the main character that you think is the main character actually isn't the main character because he gets off like maybe 2 episodes from the end. I was just like, why am I still here?
Yeah. And Marcus, going back to Erskmac, he said he didn't even know it existed. Still wipe it from your memory, sir. Wipe it from your memory. Don't even do that. And Dustin said he actually liked Akame ga Kill.
I liked it. I thought the battles were cool.
Yeah.
But goodness gracious, I was like, can like at least 50% survive? You killing off all my favorite characters, and then they be doing like them extra dirty with the way they were killing them off. I was just like, why did they have to die like that? Why? What did they do to deserve to die like that? Like, I was just...
I'm gonna tell you, I think the most traumatizing death I saw on Akame ga Kill was I forgot the character's name, but her head was on that pipe in the rain.
I was just like,
I caught chills. I was like, why'd you do this to me?
For a second. I was like, I need to pour one out for her because, Lord.
She was so cutesy, man. I was like, come on. Like really? And Dustin's with it. He like, right. That was probably the most traumatizing death out of all of them. It was like, I think the second one was I forgot the character's name, but he was the one that can deal with the wires, and he got stabbed by all those spears because he actually landed on them.
Yep.
And well, that one wasn't as traumatizing.
What's her name? What was her name? It's not the lion one. Wait.
Let me see. There's Lubbock. There's mine. There's Akame. There's Najenda Kurome.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm horrible with remembering names. I know what I'm talking about. I'm just horrible. No, I liked Esdeath. I actually have an Instagram account using her name because she, like, her most profound quote was, what was it? It was like, the weak are destined to lie beneath the boots of the strong. And I was like, yo!
Yeah. Leon. That's her name. Leon.
Yes, Leon. Yes.
Leon. Yeah, because she died in the alley. I'm like, what the? I'm like, come on, man.
Favorite character, and she was like one of the first to go, and I was just like, I guess.
Wait, no. Leon was one of the last to go because she died in the alley. You remember she killed the king? And she got stabbed or something like that, and she died from the wounds.
Okay.
But I think the first one that died was Shield. She was the one that had the giant scissors.
Okay.
Yes, she was the first person that died. Mark asked, that was from that anime? It's from that anime. The head on the pike, and Tatsumi's going around that corner looking for her, and he see her head like out there in front of the crowd in the rain. That's
Mine is the one. She's a sniper. Is she the one that?
Oh, mine. Yes, she's the gun. Yeah, she's the one that shoots the rifle. She died in. I think Tatsumi was a prisoner, and he was in front of the crowd, and they came and saved him. But mine died in the process, or something like that.
Hold up, 1 second.
But
Okay, so apparently, oh wow, I guess I need to go back and read this as the manga because apparently the anime is completely different from the manga.
It is. It is definitely because people actually
lived.
Yes, people actually lived, and in the end, it was a decent ending.
Okay, so that I need to go back and read it because the anime, I was just like, what the?
Yeah,
I was so angry.
Now I really did like Tatsumi's armor. I really did like that. I was expecting, but after I finished it and I stopped. After I finished it, I didn't watch it for another like 9 years, and I went back and watched it again through and through, and I was like, oh, it's Akame because her name is in the title. It was really about her.
Yeah.
Not Tatsumi or anybody else. It was really about her.
They make it seem like it's about him until you kind of, yeah, because it follows him to begin with, right?
Yeah. I will say though, it prepared me for Game of Thrones. I will say that. it prepared me for Game of Thrones. I'm like, oh, I've seen this already. Okay, bring on the noise. Just bring on the death in this.
Game of Thrones is only 7 seasons long. If you hear that there's an 8th season, completely disregard that.
Yo!
There's not 8 seasons.
So wait, so you one of the ones that didn't like the 8th season?
Absolutely not. That last episode, I was like, first of all, the final battle that was supposed to be so hype. Nobody could see shit on the screen because of how they filmed it. Like, I remember watching it and I was on social media and people were like, yo, is there something wrong with the broadcast? I've been playing around with the brightness settings on my TV. I can't see anything. Could not see anything.
Yeah.
I mean, the from what I could see, the last battle was so cool. But how they like resolved everything in the end, a majority of the people were just like, what?
Yeah.
And then and that actually turned me off to wanting to watch the new Game of Thrones that's out, which is supposed to be a prequel. And I hate when they do that, when they release a prequel. Like, I don't care what happened before. Like, I already know what point we are up to currently. I don't care what happened before that.
I will say
what happens afterwards.
I will say this. You should care. Because that prequel is not directly before Game of Thrones. It's like maybe hundreds of years before. This is like Daenerys Targaryen's time. This is when Targaryens was ruling everything, and this is before everything kind of like spread out. So you get to know why they have this reputation of dealing with each other or marrying each other or whatever. So you get to learn about that. And there is a crap ton of dragons. Everybody has their own dragon. So just keep that in mind. I'm one of the minorities. And see, Dustin say House of Dragons pretty good. You should check it out. See?
I'm just so jaded by the last episode of Game of Thrones. Like I'm
I'm one of the minorities. I actually liked it. Okay, and here's my reasoning. It was so many big battles in the daytime. There's never been a battle at night. And so when you look at the Night King, you know, I kind of see you like, okay, you're doing a battle at night, you know. The open field battle, you could barely see. It's a lot of there's a lot of clanging and banging or whatever, but once you get to the castle, you kind of saw everything. So I feel like I would have switched things up a little bit. I feel like since winter was coming, I feel like that should have been next to the last episode. That should have been the last battle there, and then you figure something out from there. But House of the Dragon is pretty good though.
Okay.
So the books hasn't finished, so they had to embellish.
From season 8, Arya killing the Night King was sweet.
Yeah.
I think this was season 7 though, where the Night King. Okay, so he killed. Which dragon was it that he killed? Was it Rhaegal? No, I can't remember which dragon. Well, he killed one of Daenerys' dragons.
Yeah.
And then you see him having his people haul it up out of the icy depths, and everybody's like, "What you gonna do with that?"
Yeah, make it mine. It is mine now.
Sweet too. Yo, when it attacked the wall, I was so excited. I was like, "This is awesome! I'ma pray for y'all."
Right.
This is awesome.
This is awesome. Like, he straight demolished. But, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine, like, when Game of Thrones was, like, hype. Mm-hmm. And he was like, well, the moment dragons were born, like, had the 3 eggs hatched, magic was seeping back into the world. Because before then, you know, dragon was an extinct thing. Magic was kind of like, and we just, you know, whispering in the wind when it comes to that stuff. But once those eggs hatch, that's when you start seeing some magic happening, and you know, taking over a body and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, cool.
Wasn't I heard that they were gonna do something even before House of the Dragon that focused it on the, what were they called? The children.
Oh, Children of the Forest.
Yes, the Children of the Forest. Because
I wish they did. I really want to know.
I'm interested to know, because you only get like maybe a glimpse of them when they're like, you know, doing some exposition and there's like some flashbacks. But I'd be interested to know how everything started with them. Mm-hmm. Kind of like a, you know, Lord of the Rings, Silmarillion type deal. But
well, they got another spinoff coming, and it's called Snow. So it's about Jon Snow and so the aftermath. So what happens after? So you might see Arya, you might see Sansa again, you might see everybody, but it's centered around Snow. Because, you know, at the end of that Game of Thrones, him and let's see what we got. He said, I think it's also will show how the Night King came to be. Yeah, that's what I want to see. That's know that. Yeah, that's what I'm interested in seeing. So
because so many people have theories as to who he is.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of theories out there. Conspiracy theories. So, next one up is Plunderer. That is also yours.
Can't get past the heroine. Cannot get past her. I was 2 episodes in. I was like, nope. But now
Jumps and
I've
juice.
seen clips about how cool his fights look, and so I might have to give it another try. But the helplessness of the main heroine, I was like, so you just gonna let him kick you around the courtyard like that? Okay.
See, so I haven't watched Plunder. No, wait. No. I take that back. I did watch the first episode. Didn't really grab my attention. And
Yeah.
I'm really the type that if you don't catch my attention right away, then I'm gonna have to give you a second look much later. And it's not on this list, but it should be on this list. I know I said 10, but we do have one extra one. But Plunder was one of them. It was one of those anime that I didn't really catch my attention. Should I go back and watch it? Maybe. But
I originally, when I saw it come out on Crunchyroll, I was like, oh, this looks cool. So I happened to be at Barnes and Noble just browsing, and I saw that they had like a 6-volume. Well, I think it's the first 6 volumes. And so I bought it, and so I read the first 6 volumes of the manga, and then I was like, okay, let me start watching it. So I started watching it, and I was just like, I don't know why the heroine like annoyed me so much in the actual anime than compared to me reading it in the manga, but I was not impressed. I mean, the main hero, he seems like he's OP as all get out. But I was just super annoyed by the uselessness. Like, if you want to talk about useless, this girl ain't got nothing. Sakura ain't got nothing on this girl, and I don't even think Sakura's useless. I am Team Sakura all the way.
oh, do tell.
People, I think, so we gonna get on the Naruto tip. I hate when I see, like, every time I'm scrolling through some Naruto thread or whatever, what have you, Naruto posts, everybody's always dumping on Sakura, and I'm like, she's really not that useless. And why are you saying she's so useless? She was like 11.
Yeah.
What the hell else is she supposed to do? She was 11, 12, whatever, boy crazy.
Yeah, she loved the heck out of Sasuke. It's toxic.
And they keep hating. I'm like, they ended up married, so clearly what she was doing worked in her favors. Oh, and it's like, and she was tutored by Tsunade. She's one of the most renowned medical ninja or shinobi in the Leaf Vision. She's the head of all the medical corps. Like, how is she useless? She saved Naruto's life.
Now,
I went in and pumped his heart for him so he would not die.
Yeah, true that. Now, I will say this, though. I will say, like, he said I could never truly say Sakura was useless, but she ain't shit for how she treated Naruto.
Well, yeah, no, she's not. She's not. And Naruto still liked her after that.
I was like, bro.
Tsunade came along and changed his life.
Wait, I remember that scene where Sakura said something to Naruto, and Naruto finally said, look, don't bullshit me. And I was like, yes! I was like, yes! Finally! He catches like, don't you lie to me. He like, don't you lie to me. Don't lie to me. You know you like Sasuke. Don't.
Yeah, I remember, and wasn't Kakashi there, and he was just looking at her like.
Yeah, he was like, Kakashi was like, look at Naruto like, my man, you finally did it. I ain't gonna lie. I think that's the reason why Sakura gets so much hate, because of how she treated Naruto. But at the same time, Naruto and Sasuke was holding that bag. They was carrying that weight, like in the early days, because Sakura was feeling useless at a period, like the Chunin exams when they was in the woods and both of them was down and out.
Yep.
I think this is where she wasn't useless, because she actually protected them. And then, the other ninjas showed up. Rock Lee and Neji and everybody else showed up. 10-10, however, is more useless than Sakura is. But
you would think that she would be one of the better characters because of what she specializes in. But I think that's she's just a victim. Really, a lot of the female characters are just a victim of poor writing, because he doesn't know how to really. He at the time he really didn't know how to write strong female characters into that world. But another thing too is that I think Sakura really started to redeem herself. Like when they showed her fighting with Chio against Sasori.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was like a turning point for her character. But that was more that was Shippuden. Like I think, yeah.
Yeah, it does say 10-10 was useless.
Yeah,
I feel like
I mean he could like her character. There could have been so many possibilities with 10-10's character, and even in Boruto right now, she's kind of like.
Yeah. Look here, Tamari ended her career.
She the way she folded her on that fan, yo.
Tamari ended her career.
I was like, 10-10, just take off your head shield and retire. Just retire. Go open a tea shop.
And Dustin said, but her and Ino should have been utilized better.
Yeah, I think that they've like with looking at their characters in Boruto right now, you get a little bit more character development. I mean, Ino is now the head of the Sensory Corps, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So at least they're in lead positions within tasked with keeping Konoha safe. Well, yeah. But it's also interesting just to see how, well, I think we talked a little bit about it in the last show when we were talking about Naruto and Boruto and kind of seeing the progression of characters that we grew up with in Naruto all the way until their adulthood in Boruto.
Yeah.
And I guess, I mean, we'll see what happens in the coming, because I think Boruto is over now.
Yeah, they're taking a little hiatus. Yeah.
That last episode, those last 2 episodes, I was like, what's happening?
So I gotta sit and watch Boruto because gatekeeping. I'm guilty. Naruto, Shippuden. How can you top that? So
I love Dash. Shippuden was probably my favorite so far out of all of them. And Boruto takes a little, like, you have to, I don't want to say it takes commitment, but we'll go into it with an open mind. You have to remember that Boruto is not Naruto, and Naruto made it a point to make sure that Boruto did not have to deal with the same things that he had to deal with growing up.
Yeah.
And so the things that he faces are not the same.
True that. And Mark said he can't bring himself to start. See, I got that same issue. I can't bring myself to start Boruto. So I can't say it's a sin because it is Boruto, but I skip bits and pieces where it gets to like what the kids doing, what the parents are doing, how they interacting and stuff like that. So I'm gonna give it another shot. I'm gonna see what happens. So we got our 10, but it is 2 more and one of them is that one right there. Cannon buses. That's it. Hold on.
I want it so bad.
So I had to stop music on that one. So just like you, I wanted this to be successful.
The main character, such a horrible person.
I was like, man, I watched the entire thing, and I looked at people like talk about this. The opening is really good. I really do love the opening theme song. The person that put the work in for this, it seemed like they're trying to do everything all at once in one season, and I couldn't connect to whatever they was trying to do. It seemed like it was all over the place. So it pains me. It pains me to say this. Dustin said,
it's for the people, but goodness gracious.
Yeah, it's for right. Dustin says I watched Cannon Buses, but it was like, it didn't captivate me. Thank you. It was that way. It was that way for me.
Because like the main character is like an anti-hero, but at the same time it's like, but he's more anti than he is hero, and it's just like, I feel like you're falling into some kind of stereotypes, and I don't know how I feel about that, but I don't know, it was just, there was a lot going on in the first season. There was a lot. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it, but at the same time, I was just like,
it's had potential. And reason being, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, if they come out with the second season, I will watch it because I'm going to support.
Yeah.
The animation wasn't bad. The story isn't terrible. I just think that it's maybe I need to go back and rewatch the first season to find that connection. I don't know.
So here's a critique. I think if they do a second season, because it's been a few years since this came out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I feel like slow down on the pacing, like focus on like one or two things, but don't throw all that in the kitchen sink at it. Like, just give us time to digest it, because I feel like it was a bunch of information that was being given out, and we had to digest all of it. And by the end of it, it's like you're a little overwhelmed, and they kind of left us being underwhelmed when it came to the anime itself. So,
yeah.
But only time will tell. We will see. We will see. And the next one is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Not the entire thing, but because you're laughing. Because I'm like, the torches and pitchforks is about to come out. I'm like, yo, hey, this man is off his rocker. I strategically put that picture up there. The first season of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Underwhelming to me. It wasn't the first. I did start with this. I started with Stardust Crusaders, and it made me go back and watch Phantom Blood and Battle Tendency. But I had to force myself through Phantom Blood to get to Battle Tendency, which I actually did like. I really did like Battle Tendency. So, what did you think about the season 1 of JoJo?
So, it was entertaining to me. As I was watching it, I was like, yeah, this anime is definitely for guys. But because I secretly have a little 14-year-old boy that lives inside me, I was entertained. The one episode that I distinctly remember from the first season was when Dio first came to the Joestar estate and was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna run all this. And then the dog came up to him just playing and being friendly, and he kicked the shit out of that dog. And I was like, oh, this is gonna go left.
Yeah. And
then when JoJo tried to challenge him to a boxing match and then got mollywopped, I was like, no.
Yes. So,
he got disrespected. Dio did not care. Dio don't care. He did not care.
Dio got to be one of the best villains in all of anime. Like,
it is I, Dio.
It was I, Dio. Like that's where it came from. It's like, so for me watching Stardust Crusaders, I had to go back because to fully understand how he is a whole bitch and a half, but you cannot help but like him. You got to go to the first season, and then you will see why he is the way he is, and why he's such a guy that you would love to hate, but you can't really hate him because he's so cool. Now, I will say though, the entire story of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is definitely top notch. Some people didn't understood the ending of Stone Ocean. Did you finish Stone Ocean?
I'm at Golden Wind right now.
You're in where?
Golden Wind.
Oh, you're in Golden Wind.
Yeah.
Top tier. So, not gonna spoil it for you. But I will say the End of the Stone Ocean, it is definitely understandable.
Okay.
And Dio being who he is, even after death, his influence still reigns. Like that, how much of an impact. I mean, you see it in Golden Wind. I mean, hell, his kid is the main protagonist. So, yeah. I mean, you could tell he got Dio in him because he's. It's just his demeanor.
Like, he doesn't have that dog in him. He has that Dio in him.
He has that Dio in him. That's worse. That is worse. Yeah. Now, I do appreciate Golden Wind though, because I think Golden Wind didn't focus on like power scaling as much. Mm-hmm. It was more like a thought process on how you're supposed to deal with these stand users and stuff like that. So I really do like that, respect that. So I highly encourage you to play All-Star Battle R.
Okay. It
is free on Game Pass. If you got an Xbox Game Pass on your laptop or something like that, you might want to check that out.
All-Star Battle R.
Yeah. So it's a fight, you know, it's I don't know, you played JoJo's Bizarre Adventure on the Dreamcast back in the day.
I have only focused all of my attention on Destiny 2 so far, so I will check it out. All-Star. Okay. Note has been made.
Note has been made. But yeah, that is our list. We did say 10, but we actually gave you 2 more. So I feel like Cannon Busters had to be talked about. And and that season 1 had to be talked about. But yeah, that is our live show for today. Do you have anything for the listeners, Vievo, before we hop out of here?
Nope. Just wanted to say thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the discussion. We will definitely have some more things to talk about. So we hope that you will come back and chat with us.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be more episodes, man, because we need more of these discussions. And I did see something for a topic of discussion, actually. And it was a meme. It was right before I actually started the show. I was like, damn, that might be a good topic of discussion. It is the meme of, it says, I still think about BET really still missed the bag with creating actual meaningful content such as black cooking, home improvement, crafting shows, and not just black people embarrassing themselves or Baby Boy being played every day.
Yo, back in the day, I remember I would run home, be like, oh, 106 in Park is coming on with AJ and Free. Can't miss the countdown.
It went from that
to Tip Drill. BT Uncut.
Yeah. That's another story for another day right there. That's another story for another day. Tip Drill. That's all I'm going to say. Tip Drill. Everybody know what that is.
Yep.
Yeah. God dang it, man. But yeah, that's our show for today, man. And we will be back very, very, very soon. And also be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And there will be an episode that will be posted, a pre-recorded episode between myself and Alvin Staley. So that will be posted this week. So hope you guys enjoy the show. So until next time, peace.